is happening? Welcome to my channel. My name is Matt Bradford. Today we're learning Freebird. One of the most iconic slide intros ever, maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. So look, I have tabs for today's lesson. Those tabs are available on Patreon. The link is below. I build and sell lap steels, complete instruments, as well as conversion necks for Strats and Tellies and whatever Fender style bolt-on you've got. That link to my reverb store is below, or fire me an email. I can get you a way better price if I'm not going through Reverb with their fees and stuff. You're going to save on taxes if you're not in California. And then also, I can get better shipping rates usually than whatever Reverb's offering. So there's that. I have merch for sale. I got t-shirts and hats and mugs and all types of cool stuff. The link is below. Finally, if you're finding this lesson helpful, you don't want to join Patreon, you don't want to do any of that stuff, then just leave me a tip, and here's some QR codes if you want to leave me a tip. It's greatly appreciated. I'm trying to make this a thing that I can continue to do, right? So, Freebird, check it out. We're gonna start with the solo-y thingy. No, we're not. Let me talk about this first. Just the skeleton, the bones of the song. We talk about this a lot in my lessons, right? And we're gonna talk in numbers. If you don't understand this stuff, I will put a link to the beginning lessons in the description below, as well as to a more advanced sort of like, here's the numbers, here's the numbers in the scales, the numbers in the chords. Because what we're working off today is we're going to work off of numbers. We're going to work off of the G major scale. We are tuned to open D tuning, right? Open D tuning, but in the key of G. So here's D. I know how to do this. Right? Tuned to the key of G, playing in the key of G, rather, not tuned. We're tuned to D, playing in G. I'm going through my DCC Darkos Custom Creations Plexi, and that's it. And then straight into not straight in, I have a cab mic'd up in the booth. So, the chords to the song are important, right? This is the chart for the song. And if you're looking at it, there's really, I know it says verse and chorus and then outro section, but there's really, if you look at the verse, the second half of the verse is the chorus. So all we really have is two sections. We have that main block and then the shreddy section at the end. And it's a 9-minute song. So that's pretty remarkable. But the reason that I want to start here is this. Looking at this first half, right? 1, 5, 6 minor for 2 bars. When we look at the beginning of the solo, I'm going to break all this down in a second. So if you want to skip to that, there are chapter markers below. But let me explain this. So the notes in a 1 chord, 1, 3, 5. If this is confusing, I have a bunch of videos on it. Those are the beginning lessons as well as the number videos are below. Notes in a 1 chord, 1, 3, 5. Notes in a 5 chord, 5, 7, 2. Notes in a 6 chord, 6, 1, 3. So that solo, the beginning part, that okay, that is a 1 to a 7, which is part of the 5 chord, to a 6, to a 6, which is all part of the 6 chord. So when we're looking at the way that this is put together, this solo is really outlining chords, landing on chord tones, and working off of the G major scale. And so while I explain it, again, the tab is on Patreon. Please join me there. But as I explain this in numbers, it's important to see that each note we're picking is landing on a chord tone from this chart, right? So during the 1, it's a 1 against the 1. It's a 7 against the 5. It's a 6 against the 6. Right? And a 1 against the 6. But all right. Next, we go to the second half. It's a flat 7 major, right? That's not in the key of G, but 2 of the notes are. The 2 and the 4 remain the same. It just takes that 7 and makes it a flat 7 for that one part. It doesn't matter because on the 4, it's hard to do it out of context. Okay, there's my flat 7, down to my 6, right? right? So against the 4, we're playing the 1 and the 4 and the 6. That's the 4 chord. 6 4 1, 4 1 6, 4 6 1 is the 4 chord. It's a 5. 5 and a 5. 5 4 2 5. So I'm gonna break it down in a second, but as we begin this lesson, I want to point out that, like, understanding what's happening within the context of the song, why do these notes work? That's the thing that I think is way more interesting than just like, here's the notes. So as we get into this, as I explain some of this stuff, if you want just the notes, they're coming, I promise. Again, chapters are below, but looking at what's happening in the song versus the intro, super important, especially because this intro lick gets reintroduced throughout the first 4.5 minutes of the song, whatever it is. That this lick is the lick that they play over and over again until they get to the shreddy part. Okay, so let's learn the lick. All right, we're in the key of G. This is the G major scale in D tuning. So this it's on this side. This scale is movable. Again, it's all covered in the beginning lessons. So 1 on, now the 1 is up near the okay. Let's start with this. We're gonna slide up to the 1. Now you'll probably see people notate it as we're coming from the 5 up to the 1. So that's the 5th fret on the 2nd string. Right? But it's not really, he doesn't really start there. It's just kind of a, right? So if you're thinking of like, where do I want to start this slide, you could start it at the 5th fret. But if you were to do it here at the 6th fret, or at the 6th, which is the 7th fret, that would be fine also. So we're sliding up to the 1. I'm going to slide from the 5 to the 1, which is the 10th fret on the 2nd string. Okay? And then 9 10 9. Right? That's those 7 up to the 1, back to the 7. And then 1 down to the 6. Right? 1 1 7 6. So 10 10 9 7. Right. Okay. Now we're gonna slide from the 5 up to the 6, up to the 7. So it's 5 7 9, and when I hit that 7 on the 2nd string, so that's the 9th fret, I'm gonna slide up and pick my bar up so that it's gonna be muting. My fingers are down behind the bar, right, and then back 5 7, which is the 5 to the 6. So that whole first part. Right? We can bring that down. The next part. Okay. The next part. So I'm sliding from the 6 to the 5 to the 3 to the 4. And I'm hitting the 3 3 times. That last time slides up to the 4. 6 5 3 3 3 4. Right? And then it's a quick move. Okay? 7 7 6 4 1. 3 times on the 7. Okay, so that's the 8th fret, 3 times, 7th fret, 6th fret on the 3rd string, and then the 5th fret on the 4th string. Right, you see that? It's sort of a diagonal. Right, 7 6 4 5. Okay? And then we're going to go 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So that's the 5th fret, 6th fret, and it's a quick little step up. All right, and then 8, 6, 8. Now, as we go into the second half of this lick, God, my chord is not right. Bah. As we go into the second half of this lick, okay, so we have this 5, 6, this 5, 4, 5. At the end of that lick, he's gonna slide up, but towards the 1. But he never really gets to the 1. And then 5, 4, 2, 5. So that's the 12th fret on the high E, high D, but 12th fret on the high string. 10, 12, 12. 12, 10, 12 on the second string. 12. Okay? That's the whole first half of the solo. So let's go through that again real quick. It's going to be a long lesson. Well, it won't be that long. Well, we hope. We'll see. Again, the backing track from the opening, I have it. It's in the lesson materials. It's on Patreon. This chart is going to be on there, and this scale will be on there, and this backing track, and then also the tab. So, you get your $5 a month worth. It's a pretty good deal. But check it out. So let's do it with the track. That's the first half. Second half is super, super similar. Same first part. I keep reaching for my volume pedal. I'm not using it. Right? It's the exact same as the first time through. 10, 9, 10, 9, 10, 10, 9, 7. Right? And I'd rather you think of it as 1, 7, 1, 7, 1, 1, 7, 6. And then we just wait. There's none of the... We don't have that part. I don't know what's going on with my headphones today. It's very upsetting. There it is. And then we just wait for the second half. It's the same second half for the first part. Right? Same part. All the same. And this is the only part that changes. Okay? Instead of playing 5, 4, 2, 5 up here, we're going down an octave and we're playing it here. So that last part, okay, 5, 6, 8, 6, 8, and then 8, 6, 7, 8. Right? And we're sliding up into that 8. We're sliding up into the 5 both times. So if that makes sense. So let's do the whole thing with the track, right? Because it's a pretty slow tempo. And if you need to go slower, then go slower. Break it down into these bite-sized chunks. Break it down into this, that first line, and then I'm just playing the solo. Break it down into the smallest part that you can do properly. But make sure that you're not speeding through the parts and then stopping at these other parts. And instead, try to get each part really fluid and then start putting them together without breaks in between them, if that makes sense. That's how I like to learn stuff. Anyway, I like to learn it. Show me I need to get it can't be like right? Make sure the time is right the whole time, and that way, as you speed it up, it's gonna be coherent the whole time. Does that make sense? That's the most important thing to me. Let's do the whole solo. Here it is. And then at the very end, on that last one, that last 5, it's not a 1, it's a 5. On the last 5, we slide up to a 1. As that first lyric comes in, I just slide up to the 13th fret of my 3rd string, which is where a 1 is. Okay. And again, if we're thinking in scale tones, and we're thinking against these chords, then we have a real framework for what we're trying to do already. And I think that again, that is the most important thing to me, but that is what it is. Okay, so now, the chords. The chords are a 1, 5, 6 minor, which is the naturally occurring minor in the key of G. So, before I tell you what the letters are, pardon me, try to find them, okay? If you're newer and you don't know, again, go back to my beginning lessons, work it out. What's the 5? How do I find the 5 without even knowing what the letter is? Because when I play songs, a lot of times I have no idea what the letters are. I'm really just thinking numbers. That's for me. All right. So G is my 1. Let's go to here. Okay. Maybe we'll get a little cleaner. Maybe we get a little cleaner for this part. Okay. My plexi's too. Ooh, I could do something funny. Fun, not funny. Fun for Saturday. Okay, regardless. Check it out. We've got a 1, 5, which is a D chord, and then an E minor, which is a 6. Probably play it down here. Right? Now, why would we need to learn this? Because maybe there's somebody else playing the lead part, and also we should know how to play chords. Okay, so 1, 5, 6, flat 7 major, 4, 5. I should tell you the letters. I hope you figured them out for yourself. But if you haven't, 1 is a G, 5 is D, 6 is E minor, up to a flat 7 major, which is an F. I had to think about it. That's what that long pause was. I didn't know what the letter was. F, C, G, F, C, D. 5 is the D. 4 is the C. Right? And this is the whole verse. It's just... If you're not sure how to work around those minor chords, again, go back to I have rhythm lessons about it. I have beginning lessons about it. I got all types of lessons about minor chords. If you search Matt Bradford minor chords, or hopefully any other variation of that should come up. It was a weird joke. I'm gonna leave it in. Okay, so the chorus, right? And this bird you cannot change. Like, it's just the flat 7. It's just the second half of the verse. It's just the flat 7 up to the C, up to the 5, which is D. So flat 7, 4, 5. Okay, that's the whole first half of the song. And then there's the shreddy part. And the shreddy part, I have not tried to work out those solos. The soloing over the shreddy part is one of my favorite shreddy parts, by the way. What an epic song and what great guitar playing. I was just sharing with somebody that, you know, I love, like, the shred guys. Like, I've never been a huge shred guy. I'm not a huge fan of the instrumental shred guys, like that really polished shredding. Man, the shredding at the end of Freebird is the kind of guitar playing I'm into. Like, it's super fun and super energetic and not like the cleanest playing. It's just attitude sauce. Okay? That part, it goes to minor pentatonic, minor blues. 1, and it's kind of a 1-5. It's not, he's not really playing the 1 anymore. Flat 3, right? So that's the B flat, or the what, 8th fret? And then the 4 chord, which is C. I go back to the distorted part. Right? And it's just, if you want to solo over that, again, I've got a lot of lessons on soloing. It's just G minor pentatonic. And you can get your like over that. Like, maybe I'll make a backing track for it. It takes time to make a backing track. No, you know what? I will include a backing track, just an instrumental version of that as well. Because I'll do a YouTube, or I'll do an Instagram video with it also. So you can have a backing track to practice just shredding over. But a lot of those licks and things that are being played by the band are not, you know, there's a lot of like that's not directly transferable to lap steel. And so instead, we want to kind of do our own thing, which is the whole point of playing music in the first place. So that's the whole song. I don't know. That went faster than I thought after that first part, which took a while. So I hope you dug it. I hope you will join me on Patreon. Please like and subscribe, and you know, the real stuff is like the comments, and there's like a hype thing if you're on the app, if you're on your phone. You know, if you hype me up, I don't know. But leave comments and hit the like button and all that stuff, man. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you next time.